Good morning, group. It's Monday morning. I haven't talked to you in a few days, and I thought it'd be instructive, a good time to catch up with you on a couple of quick things. So for today, I'm going to try to give you two little videos. This is the first of the two, obviously, and I'm just going to cover some clerical stuff we have, and then I'm going to move on a little bit to this whole idea of annotations, and in particular what you guys did last week in groups. And then I'm going to move forward to the second video later in the hour, which will be specifically about the role of the Catholic Church within the larger period of the Middle Ages. Again, about 500 AD, the fall of Rome, up to about 1400. I tend to go 1400. Other people tend to will go all the way forward to the 1500s, 16th century. However you slice it, the players and many of the important events don't change. So let's get you going here. One thing on senior items, guys. I talked to class president Tiana last week, and I was talking to her about a couple of things that we need to get done in my absence, and I know Tiana and the other class officers can handle these things. The first of these is your class items that go on your graduation announcements and other things related to commencement. And you have four things. You have your class colors, class flower, motto, and song. None of these are terribly profound, so I guarantee you, and 15 years from now, when you're at a class reunion, you're not going to be standing around reflecting on, oh man, I wish we had picked a different class song or that class flower. We could have done better. That's not going to be an issue with you. Nonetheless, at this moment in time, they are things that we need to decide on. It's part of the pomp and circumstance surrounding commencement. So there's no problems with colors. You need two colors. The flowers, yeah, hey, again, not a big deal. I don't care if you pick a primrose to a morning glory to a rose, anything you want. No big deal. Motto and song. Both of these, we want to make sure for your class motto and song that they are appropriate, that they represent the school well. Both of those have to be approved by both myself and Mr. Moran. In particular, the song. The song has to be of the nature that if it would offend your grandmother, or my grandmother as the case may be, it's not going to cut the mustard. It's not appropriate. So any type of sexual innuendos, any type of profanity, anything that would not be appropriate in the classroom, and that's going to be published out there for the larger public to see. We want to make sure that it fits the nature and character of what we're about. So any song you nominate, you have to have all the lyrics for us, and you have to have the site where we can find those, and those will be vetted even before we go through the final nomination process. So what we need to do is we're going to have you all we're going to go through nominations. Those that seem to get the most votes in the nominations will go into a round where you'll have three items, starting with color, going through song, and you'll pick from those three items. And we need to get this done in a week and a half at a maximum. Other things that need to be done is t-shirts. T-shirts in the sense that if any of you are artistic inclined, I know there's some wonderful artists out there. I had Carrie in 6th Hour do a wonderful painting that she and the classmates in 6th Hour sent to me, and so I know people like Carrie must be very gifted artistically. If you have a design in mind, and Tiana can talk to you about the requirements for the design, you can submit those to her, but we need to get that going. I'd like to have a target date to have those the orders sent in by Thanksgiving. So that gives us, not a great deal of time, but hopefully enough. Probably the last thing we need to cover is class picture. We're sort of into not so pleasant weather right now, but we usually go out to the stadium, form the class date, so it would be 2019. We just do the 19. Don't worry about the 20, and get some photos from that, and then we'll make those available for you, obviously free of charge. But we'll be looking for a date. I've talked to Mr. Moran, I've talked to Mr. Rockwood about this, but finding a day may be a rough thing, given now that we're moving into November. But we'll do what we can. Okay, if we have to do an indoor shot, we'll do an indoor shot. Forgive me, I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Okay, there we go. The next thing I want to talk about real quickly here is the change in the classroom. Middle of last week, as you know, Mrs. Lovingood took over the class. I know Mrs. Lovingood for many years of assisting us as a guest teacher. I have all the confidence in the world in Mrs. Lovingood. Mrs. M was wonderful, and thank you for being kind to her. She spoke well of all the classes. Mrs. Lovingood brings an additional set of skills and talents. For me, most importantly, she's a teacher of 31 years in the classroom. She has vast experience, obviously. Her specialty is science, and she's kind enough to move over and help me with, our stuff: history, government, political science, economics, all the things we touch upon. But she is going to be a real asset for you. We've sort of changed the protocol so that she's going to be able to stay ahead of you in terms of the lessons. She's going to help me with some grading. She's going to be able to do a number of things that I couldn't do previously. So I'm just encouraged, and I want you guys to think about it this way. You now have two teachers. This is my 34th year of teaching. And as I said, Mrs. Lovingood has 31. So you guys have, amongst your two teachers working with you, 65 years of experience, approximately. That can't be said for a whole lot of people unless you have a very ancient person teaching that history class. So I know that between the two of us, we'll make this the best experience that we can with me out of the classroom. Hopefully we'll have Mrs. Lovingood there with you until I'm ready to return in late December to the classroom. The last thing I want to do is real quickly is annotations. If you look in the Chromebooks down below my lesson for today, I gave you some examples of group annotations that I think are really good. So I'm going to make this kind of quick. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to go get your Chromebooks at this moment and to open up and go down again below today's lessons, and you're going to see examples of annotations. I think I have 3 exemplars, 3 really good examples of what I thought were group responses to the power transformation during the Middle Ages, that 1,000-year period. And I have a couple examples that need a little work. Now, group, if you happen to be, I don't have names on them, of course, if you happen to be from either of those 2 that I said required a little revision, don't feel bad. This is part of the learning process. This is part of you helping each other understand how to go about, how to include the important elements, how to put together a main idea. But I'm going to pause this video and give you an opportunity to go back and open your Chromebooks, take a look at these, and then I'm going to pick up, I tell you what, I think I'm going to pick up this portion of the discussion in our next video, okay? So there you go.